Hi everyone, my name is Riley, and I am the anime dad. And with me, I have a friend, a brother, a comrade. If I was Full Metal, he will be Alchemist. If I was Dragon, he would be Balls. If I was, if I was One, he'd be
So
Peace. He is.
if you were the wrong way, I'd be to use healing magic. My name is Bjorvio, and it's a pleasure to be on the podcast again. Yeah, I never. It never gets old being on the podcast, dude. I love this. I love getting just to chat. I love. Let's be real, though. We always say, we really just do the podcast to because our conversations are so good that everyone needs to hear them.
They do, and I'm just trying to think of the other thing. If I was Naru, you'd be Toe. If I was,
If you were Spy, I'd be Family.
yeah, I like that. Okay, well, let's get straight into our improv questions for the newbies who are listening for the first time. We have improv questions and improv answers, and it's a lot of fun. And we don't think about it even while we're saying it, as you'll soon see. So I'll start. Bjorvio, you're walking up a street, and at the top of the street is a box with three different gemstones on it. What are the gemstones and what's in the box?
So the first gemstone is a ring of power, and what it does is it increases your strength by 10%. The next one is a blue stone that makes you allergic to water, and the last one is a green stone that can consistently make counterfeit money that is only good at amusement parks, but it only work. They can easily tell it's a fake.
I love that. And what's in the box?
So when you open up the box, you notice that there's a small hand in the box, and the hand is made out of gold. And when you open it up, you find out that there is a token for a free cup of Joffrey's coffee.
Good. Oh my goodness. That would be I think I'd become allergic to water for that.
Yeah, that's totally worth it.
It definitely is. You don't need water if you've got Joffrey's anyway.
Absolutely. You know what the main ingredient in Joffrey's is? It's not water, it's love
Love. Now
and power.
All right, what's your question for me?
All right, so you are in a fight with Goku, and and you are scrambling to try and find something that you can use to beat him, and he gives you 24 hours because he wants a fair fight.
Yeah.
You find the Infinity Gauntlet with all of the stones in it, and you snap, and it doesn't work.
Uh-huh.
So your next best strategy is you throw something at Goku, he sneezes, and then blacks out. What did you throw at him?
Great job. I threw a chores list. Or his son Gotenks. And just because people say he's not a good father, I disagree. But he blacks out. And this actually happened last Tuesday. It's funny that you mentioned that. I didn't even tell you about it. But yeah, I did fight Goku. He did win. And I am on King Kai's planet right now as we speak.
Oh, well, hey, if it makes you feel better, I've heard the Wi-Fi there is spectacular.
I was just about to say he's got Starlink too, so that's great. um, Now, talking about Dragon Ball, let's pretend that you had three toes on each foot,
Okay.
and you're in the My Hero Academia universe. What would your quirk be?
My quirk would be Sloth Man, because I could use my toes to climb on essentially anything and kind of slash it on my opponents. The only downside to my quirk is I move at a quarter of a mile an hour every, like whatever the speed of the average person is, I'm like a quarter of that. So it's not the most useful quirk, but by golly, if you give me a time Like, if you give me plenty of time, I can get stuff done.
Plenty of time, and you can climb really well. That's not a bad idea. I can imagine Zootopia sloths at the DMV, working at the DMV. That do you know that? Have you watched Zootopia?
Yeah, that's my cousin.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, well then you'd be a great hero, as long as you don't do your own paperwork.
That's what the agency's for, and the sidekicks. Come on now.
Sorry. What's your second question for me, sir?
Okay, so you run a hero agency and you have a bunch of sidekicks, and three of your sidekicks come to you, and one of them is spectacular, while the other two, you really only keep them around to do paperwork. What
Mm.
are the quirks of the two you keep to do paperwork?
One is he can make a pencil come out of any part of his body, because you know when you're in a bind, and you need a pencil. Um, he doesn't can't do pens, unfortunately, which is really annoying. So any official paperwork needs to be done by the other guy, who makes who who can speak 30 different languages, but none of them are Japanese or English. So any newbies coming on, and sorry, any translations that I need done can't be done by him, but he can tell a good joke. So that's all that matters. Yeah, that was a good question.
I need to meet that guy. Not that I'd be able to talk to him, but he seems like a fun guy at parties.
He's fun. He's fun. Yeah, like I said, he's got a couple of jokes, and more physical based jokes, like he goes whoa and stuff. Um, my third question and final question for Ya is, um now Bjorvio, if you could, your name Bjorvio, um break it up quickly and say one word for each of your name that represents you. Okay, so B is for beautiful or something like that. Go.
Okay, B is for Bakugo. J is for genist.
Yes.
Why am I having to spell my own name? O is for original. R is for
Reilly.
yes, Reilly,
Yeah.
because I can't have you without the V is for voluptuous because
Yes.
my hair is voluptuous.
Correct.
I is for I because I am I and I am here.
Hmm.
O is for
Awesome.
orangutan because I have really long arms, I guess, and they're quite hairy. So it reminds me of an orangutan.
Good job. I'm gonna get like on a poster and send it to you.
B is for Bjorvio. That's good enough for me. Oh, sorry. Let's get off Sesame Street for a second. Um, okay. Your final question is: you wake up in a cave
Hmm.
and you walk outside, and there's an old man standing there beside you, and he says, "It's dangerous to go alone. Take this."
Hmm.
And he hands you a cheese grater. You start to walk out and realize there are monsters made of cheese everywhere. So, thankfully, your cheese grater is very useful in this situation. You defeat about 100 of them and it begins to upgrade. You have a choice as to what you can upgrade it into. So, what is a level 2 upgrade to a cheese grater you would use on your adventure?
That's a really good question, and that sounds like a dream that I've had. That I wake up with a tummy ache, but I definitely an upgrade would be from a cheese grater to a cow, and I'll tell you why. A
Please do.
combination of things. A cow could provide milk that could go with the cheese. Also, I could make my own cheese monsters that would defeat the cow from the milk. Yes, it would take 2 or 3 weeks of curdling and blah 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 blah, but it would get things done. Also, the cow's teeth. If I grab the cow's head and I go like that, it can be used as a cheese grater. So it's a threefold cord, which makes it incredible.
I thought that was going to be utterly ridiculous, but I think I need more and more time to think about it. And you know what? I think it's kind of grown on me. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, nice. Okay, good. Good. I think what you said there was a little bit cheesy, but very good. I think that's good. All right. Now, let's get into the bulk of our conversation today, which is exciting. As always, what are we talking about this morning, afternoon, evening, midnight?
Uh, Miss Miss Midnight. Anyway, we are talking about our favorite anime movies.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you looked at the thumbnail, you probably knew that. But at the same time, you might not have known that. You might have seen it as a red herring, and it's not. This week,
It's a
maybe
blue
not
herring.
next week. Yes, it's a blue herring, which means you took the blue pill, which means you're in the correct universe.
And I was thinking we do top three. Would that be okay?
Yep. I couldn't figure out what my fourth. I was having difficulty with my fourth one anyway, so I was like, okay, three. I'm solid with three. Excellent.
Good. Good. It's tough. It is tough because there's so many good movies out there, and
Mm-hmm.
it really is tough. Maybe you can start for me. What is your number three on the list?
Okay, my number three. I just now realized there's a trend in mine, and I'm pretty sure John Swasey is in all of mine.
Oh, okay. All for one fan, I see. That's fine.
You know me, I'm all about that one guy. Um, but anyway, so my number three is a movie that was actually recommended to us by John Swasey during our initial interview of him. And
Ah.
I think I saw it about a month later, and I can see why he liked it so much. It was really fun. And that is The Boy and the Beast, where he plays one of the main characters, Komatetsu.
Now, I've heard such great things about this movie. What do you like about it?
So it's kind of a I'm not gonna lie, when I first put it on, I was like, what is this? And why is it so slow? But then I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna keep watching it because I realized it wasn't all that slow. I was like, okay, let me watch it. And then at some point, I can't even tell you at what part of the movie, but I realized I was hooked on this movie. It was so stinking good. And then by the end, I was in tears, and I never would have expected that. Like, it's got a great plot. The characters are amazing. The voice acting's really, really good. But and the action's better than I thought it was going to be. So that was really cool. But I mean, just the overall story and the message of the movie, I was like, man, this is really good. It wasn't one that I expected to hit me in the feels as much as it did, but I'm really glad that it did and it went in the direction that it did because everything in the movie felt such like a natural progression of where it should go. So yeah, I very, very solid. I wish I could put it higher, but also at the same time I don't because the other two are great.
That's good. That's good. It makes me want to watch it, actually. Where'd you watch it on?
I think it was on Crunchy.
Crunchy. All right. And that's Crunchy is just another app additionally to Crunchyroll. Is that correct? Crunchy is another one?
No, it was actually just the stick that I bought at the store. That I was at the dog food store, and I was like, I wonder how this tastes like. And when I bit into the dog treat, the next thing I knew, I was watching this movie and woke up in a hospital.
Crunchy sounds like something that the Flame Husher would say. Crunchy! Like that.
Crunchy. Yeah, totally.
Yes. All right, my number three is one that I'm not sure if you've watched. I'm pretty sure you have because it's new and trendy and beautiful. And Suzume.
Nope,
Oh,
I have not seen that one.
it is.
I've heard phenomenal things about it yet, and it's on my list. I haven't gotten around to it yet.
It
But yeah, why is that one on your number three?
It's absolutely beautiful. It is very special. I cried. The animation's obviously absolutely insane, and it makes me want to live in Japan for 3 years, 3.5 years. Um, Animation's great. Storyline's interesting, new. Um, get you excited. Some adventure, some romance, a lot of sadness and loss. I watched it with my girls, and it blew my mind. It was very, very special, and I'm not sure if it should be at number three anymore after talking about it and revisiting those feelings I got. But I think I'll leave it there for now. Yeah, very good and highly recommended. So yeah, that's why it is not my number three. What's your number two, sir?
My number two is the only one on the list. I'm not entirely sure if John Swasey's on. I can't remember, but I think he probably is at some point. But it's my favorite of the My Hero movies, and that is the second one, Heroes Rising.
Yes, Heroes Rising. Is that when Bakugo and Deku combine at the end?
Yup. Yup. That
Hundred
one's it.
percent.
The I like a lot of the My Hero plots. Like, I like the world that this one's establishing. Like, I think it's really cute that they're, at the beginning helping out this village all by themselves on this island. Like, they're doing such a great job. And it's really cute and fun for My Hero. And then all of a sudden it's not because things get bad and then they get worse. And, I don't, I like all of the villains in this one. I like how Class 1A all teams up and works together. And that final fight, my gosh, the animation combined with the plot points, combined with the incredible soundtrack playing that they're reusing from, I think, the Airy scene in
Mhm.
season 4. And oh my gosh, it's incredible. The only reason it might have potentially been higher if not for the way they ended it, where one of the characters is just like, wait, what? That didn't happen. What are you talking about? I was like, oh, that's dumb.
Yes.
I don't like that. But everything else up until that point was really good. It's just a very solid movie. If you like MHA, if you like shonen action, and it's just a very good kind of what if kind of thing. But man, it's really, really, really solid. It's honestly one of my favorite movies to just put on and just watch. And it also kind of does hit me in the feels a little bit there at the end.
I cry all the time. I cry thinking about it. It's absolutely incredible. That was actually my number two, so I'm changing my number two because that was my number two too. And I just said two, which is funny. But very good movie. Blows my mind. Bakugo and Deku together. Incredible. My number two is Pokemon the first movie.
Oh, I did consider that one. Oh, it's so good, man. And that just takes me back to my childhood.
Yes, childhood, crying, incredible motivation. You have to chuck Pokemon somewhere there because it blows your mind. It is very, very good. And it just after that movie, who of us didn't want to be Ash Ketchum riding on a Magikarp? No, does he? He doesn't ride on a Magikarp. He rides on. Who does he ride on to get to that island from U2?
I don't know. Why can't I think of this? I should know that. I don't
Squirtle.
think it was Blastoise. Yeah,
Squirtle.
let's go with Squirtle or Blastoise.
Um.
Also,
Hmm?
one other great thing about this movie, Ash Ketchum thought he could throw hands with Mewtwo. Just saying.
That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. He's like, "No, I'm gonna take you out one on one." Um, I'd pay to see that fight. I'd pay to see that fight.
Right?
Um, probably $10, nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
That's pretty fair. I'd say about $10. Yeah.
What is your number one, sir?
Number one, I know you haven't seen this movie. I
Mm.
know you want to see this movie. And after this, you were going to want to see this movie even more.
Mm-hmm.
It is the best anime film I've ever seen. I laughed. I was saying it was cute the entire time. I loved Spy Family Code White.
Ah, yes, that's so good. I'm glad it made you number one.
It did. Like, even as soon as I walked out of the theater, like, I was calling people that have never seen Spy Family and was like, you need to go watch this movie 100%. And they're like, I haven't seen Spy Family. Doesn't matter. I mean, it'd be nice if you've seen up to like see episode like 5, 6 or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. But like, you don't have to. And that's the nice thing about Spy Family. But also it was like, it's so cute. Like, oh my gosh. Anya was melting my heart. You're doing her thing. Lloyd doing his thing. They all worked together so well. They had great subplots for each character. Every character felt useful in their own unique way, while leading to the overall story. The animation was incredible. The fight scenes, oh my gosh, they were good. The humor was top notch. And it was one of those situations that would really only happen in Spy Family, and only Spy Family could pull it off as well as they did. And it's like they knew that and leaned into that, making it like the center point of the movie. And they just 100% owned it. And there's a couple of things where like they had some really famous voice actors do these utterly ridiculous lines, and they knocked it out of the park. Like unlike my second place, I really don't have a single negative thing to say about Code White. Even the pacing was perfect. I wouldn't change a single thing about this movie. It was that good.
That's incredible. And that's so good that you say you don't really necessarily have to watch Spy Family before watching the movie for people to recommend it to people. Um,
Right.
that makes such a difference. I'm glad they did it that way. Um, nice. Okay. I'm very, very happy, and I'm very sad I haven't watched it yet, and I am gonna watch it today, I think, if it's somewhere on my... If it's on Crunchyroll yet, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be worth looking into because let me tell you, if it is, I'm watching it as soon as we get done recording. I'm not even kidding.
Heck to the year. All right, I had a combination. It was hard to decide number one. It was hard to decide number one. Now, there's an incredible honorary mention of a... I forget what the movie's called. I couldn't find the name up, but it is about a little girl, little family. Do you remember it? A little family, and they're like the size of
Mm.
ants or smaller. The Borrowers, or something
Mm-hmm.
like the Borrowers, or something like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But it's
Oh
not
man,
called
it's been
that.
a hot minute since I've seen that.
Yeah, and it's not called that, and it is. I think it's a Ghibli movie as well, um,
Yeah.
and so it's incredible. Arietti,
Yep. Okay. Yeah. That's right.
very well done, very special, very
Very,
sad,
very good.
but
Yes.
very very good. But my number one is Dragon Ball Z Broly, Dragon Ball Broly movie.
That was my fourth place. Like that was the one I was debating between that one and Mugen Train.
I was also thinking about Mugen Train, um, and the reason for it: fight scenes out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Music out of this world. Not much of a storyline, which is completely fine, but it is Dragon Ball. You don't need a storyline like that. You know, it's so yeah, absolutely incredible movie, and it blew my mind. Yeah, it was really, really, really good. And didn't you have goosebumps?
I 100% had goosebumps. And what I like about this is it wasn't like the original where they just kind of like threw Broly in there and it's like, oh, he made Goku cry. Okay. Like they actually gave Broly a reason for his anger. They gave him a reason to do this, and they made him more human, Saiyan.
Correct.
Whichever one. Yeah. Like
You
they actually gave him a personality and a past and everything, and it was phenomenal.
yeah, you felt for him. You know, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, you know, he had a little friend. I love the fact that they added that that green guy and the green pelt that he had from the ear, and
Mm-hmm.
that just added so much texture to him as a character. So yeah, very very good. And Frieza being, you know, being attacked at that one point, and the funny fusions add some humor, and yeah, it's a movie I can check on
You realize
anytime.
that means you realize that means Frieza was getting dunked on for over an hour. Like, does he deserve it? Yes. But is that still quite of a bit? Also, yes.
I thought so too. I was like, oh, shame. Like, how the heck hasn't he died yet? He's done quite well to stay alive for that period of time with Broly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, very, very good. If you have any good anime movies listening, you listeners, I forget that people are listening now and again. But if you have any good anime movies out there, send them through to us. Send some recommendations through. If you disagree with us, fine.
Yeah, I mean, It's not like we're going to, call Anya to go call you a meanie jerkhead and tell her that you stole her peanuts.
Hell to the no. We're not going to do that. We're not gonna. We're not gonna. No. We. If you disagree with us,
But
that's
could you
fine.
imagine?
Oh, she'd be so annoyed. She'd be so annoyed. That'd be really good if we did do that. That'd be funny. We might do that. But if you disagree with us, let us know you disagree with us and let us know why. Don't just say I disagree with. But yeah, that's our anime movies right now, and there are so many more on the list that we can add. But
Yep.
there wouldn't be time for improv, and improv with my buddy, my pal, is something that I am improving on, and it's something that I'm not very good at, but it is a hell of a lot of fun. So I'm thinking we have some improv. Are you okay with that, Bjorvio?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Why would I not be okay with improv? Improv is improv is improv is improv, but it's also improv.
It would be funny if you said no, though. So let's try that again. I'll edit it out. Are you okay with that, Bjorvio?
Heck no. To the no, no, no.
All right. Well, let's have a conversation where every time the person says change, we have to change the scenario. Okay?
All right.
All right. Oh my goodness, bro, that movie was incredible. One Piece Red. It was so good.
Oh man, I know. I cannot believe that I didn't know that devil fruit users were able to do that with their devil fruit. Like, oh my gosh, it was so crazy. And I can't believe Zoro finally got a devil fruit.
Pause there. That was really good. So change isn't changing the situation, but you have to change the last thing you said, okay? And change your opinion on the last thing you said. That's how you do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
All right, cool, cool.
yeah. Yeah, I know. Zoro's Zero Fruit is gangster. It's real, real cool. Now, what did you think of Luffy?
I thought Luffy, honestly, this was the best role Luffy could have
Change,
done. Honestly, it was so dumb that they had him wearing
change.
glasses in a lab. Honestly, it was so bad they made him a barber the entire time. Like devil fruit, his gum fruit is not good for cutting hair. It just got hair all over it. Don't you think so?
I I agree actually.
Change.
I hate him. I hate him with a passion. And if I ever see him in real life, I show him that by going, I guess. Um, what facial expression would you make if you saw Luffy?
Ugh.
Change,
Oh,
change.
hello.
I would. Ooh, is an interesting one actually. Now, uh, let's cycle home. We're on our bikes and we're away. Oh, watch out! There's a
Change.
car. Oh, we're on our elephants and we're kicking away.
All right. Ugh. I can't believe how comfortable it is to ride on these elephants. Thank goodness we don't have that far of a ride to go,
Change.
because I really wish we didn't have so far to go. I really should have used the bathroom while we were in there. Oh my gosh, why did you have me get the extra large double cream soda?
I needed to, we had to share that. It was the way to go. Now, now should we stop off at McDonald's on the way home?
Yeah, just so we could use the dang bathroom. What are you talking about? Oh, by the way, can you get me a pack of 20 nuggies over there?
Change.
You know what? Actually, I'm starting my diet. I'm just gonna pee on the elephant, and then we'll continue on the way home.
That sounds great. I heard they actually can be washed quite easily. Um, uh, oh look, there's an apple.
Change,
There's an eagle.
change.
There's a little old lady with a monkey on her back.
Don't Little old lady, do you need help crossing the street? My elephant's trunk would happily guide you across
What
the
the?
street.
Yes, sweetie. That would be great.
Change.
Go away, you ugly man.
Elephant, kick the old lady when she's in my way.
Change.
Oh, that hurt my. You know what? You know what? Fine, fine. Just do that. We're gonna leave. Hi ho, elephant. Away!
I love that. I've seen it once before on the audience shouts it to the people. Have you heard of that one before?
I have, but I've never done it to where the other person had the ability to change the script on the fly. But it's honestly really fun. I think
I,
it's more fun that way.
yeah, that was real cool. No, I like that. Now, to finish off, um, I'd like you to to to. I'd like you to um imagine a. All right, let's say you have $10 to
Hmm.
spend, and there are. I'm not gonna even try that now. Let's say you had $10 to spend. What would you spend it on?
Change. No, I'm kidding.
let's say let's
Um,
say you had a nickel and a dime.
a nickel and a dime. Um, in this economy, I could buy a nickel and a dime. But here's what I would try and do is let's say that these are special nickel and dimes that equal about $10. So
Uh-huh.
then what I would do is change them into $10,
Yeah.
and then I would go and I would buy the second book of the Oshinoko manga because I'm almost done with book one and I need something else to read.
And good.
It was a little interesting at first, but I like the premise of it. It's fun. Um, I have no idea where it's gonna go, like even the next page from now, but it brings up a lot of interesting points as well about the industries of idols and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I hadn't thought about that. So yeah, it's fun.
I read the third, fourth book of Sword Art Online, and I cried my eyes out. I finished that, and it was very, very well done. I've never actually. It's like an adventure romantic. I've never actually watched or read or listened to a romantic type story, anime story. Um, but it was cool. It was real cool. And I
Yeah.
heard you also. Final thing, you've watching something with a vending machine. I'm guessing it's a boss
Yeah,
vending machine.
yeah, so it's reborn as a vending machine. Now I wander the dungeon or something like that. I'm actually on episode 11 out of 12. Like I'm almost done with season 1. And it's good. It's good. It's not as funny. And like I've heard it was a comedy anime and there are moments of humor and everything, but it's not as funny as I was expecting it to be. But it's still really solid. Like I've thoroughly enjoyed it so far. And I will definitely be keeping an eye out for season 2 and watching it probably day of. I do really enjoy it. I personally, I'd put it up there with at the same. Like I personally like it just as much as Reincarnated as a Slime.
Right, and
That might be a controversial opinion, but I'm okay with it.
if there was seven donuts, what would you give it out of seven donuts?
Mm, probably a 4.8 out of 7 donuts, or I guess
Okay.
4 donuts with 8 sprinkles.
Yeah, I'm saying, would they be caramelized? Like, would they have like caramelized donuts, or would they have like icing?
Oh, they'd have icing on it. Yeah,
Right.
I don't know what that means.
Could you take us home? I love those donuts with like like the ones in like Springfield. No, Homer Simpson has like they got like that either the chocolate icing on the outside or the strawberry
Yeah,
icing. My
those are
God.
my second favorite. My favorite is a blueberry donut, man. Like a glazed blueberry donut. Oh my gosh, dude, they're so good.
Bro, I'm learning so many things from you, not even related to anime. well, both anime and life, but there's a combination of things I'm gonna eat because of you, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take us
Speaking of
out.
which, did you ever have biscuits and gravy?
I have not had dishes and gravy yet.
God, dude, you need to. It's so good.
I'm actually it's shop day today, so I can get the required things from the shop, and maybe we can have biscuits and gravy tonight.
Heck to the yeah.
All right, well, take us out with Thick Thunder's voice, please, because we haven't heard from him this episode, and I'm disappointed. So, Thick Thunder's voice, if you can, please.
Right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Anime Dudes and Dads podcast. Or I guess I should say goodbye. My goodness, I've never seen my face before when I'm making this voice. Why do you let me do that? Oh my goodness. But but I really hope you enjoyed this fantastical episode. Please come back next week for another exciting episode. Don't forget to go beyond life's
Plus
Ultra. Thick Thunder out.